Hey, this is Joe Price. We're excited to have you helping with this project. I'm just going to give you some quick instructions on how to use the Map app. You just type bit.ly custom-hints, and then you just start to, in the second field right here, just start to type in South Carolina, and it'll pop up counties that are available. I'm going to do Greenville, but you can pick whatever county you'd like. And I'm just going to zoom in so I can start to see the pins. And I like to just pick a certain spot on the map so that I can see my progress as I go. And then I'm going to click on one of these and just make sure that I'm signed into Family Search so that I only have to do that authentication one time. And then I like to work with several at the same time, so I'm just going to click maybe 4 or 5 of these. Okay. And then I look, and again, my goal is to try to decide if it's a match or not. And we can see that here we have some information. Now again, this one's not a slam dunk, but there are actually some really strong clues that this is a match, given the place where they were married, the birth month. Birth years are often off by quite a bit for these. So this one's not a slam dunk. So I might just leave it how it is. But this one actually I feel pretty good about. And so I might come back and do this one. Okay, let's look at some of these others. And again, one of the challenges with African American records is a lot of times they're not a slam dunk. So this one actually I'm not feeling good about. Ooh, I don't know. I mean, again, this is a tough one. But again, I don't think this is a slam dunk, so I'll just leave it the way it is. Now this one here is looking much better. And so notice I can get a lot of really strong clues. So this one I think is fantastic. And so then I'm going to attach those. And the nice thing is you can use your discretion about whether you think these should be attached or not. These are all identified as record hints through the family search system. But the reason we're having humans do this is so that we can make sure that we use our discretion and judgment. Now notice that when I'm adding a wife to the tree, I'm always just going to take her last name out because that's not, unlikely to be her maiden name. Okay, and for this, that's all you have to do. If you want, you're always welcome to go and take a look in more detail. But right now, we're just trying to do a very quick pass through. We have about 40,000 of these record hints to do. And notice that when I get in here, I can see other record hints for this family. So here I have some find a grave and billing graves. Here I have a death record, and here I have some other records. Okay, and let's look at this one now. And so notice I'm, again, kind of comparing. Notice the county matches, the month matches. Okay, so notice we have a name inversion, which is fine. Okay, and then I get to this. And this is an interesting case where the children are not attached to the parents, and that's okay. That's usually often happens with stepchildren. But if we want, we can go check on this really quick. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come look at this dad. And we can see here that, so this in case was a case with stepchildren. And so that's why it was showing up as, you know, these detach buttons. Now watch for the detach buttons because sometimes that will give you an indication that you might need to merge a duplicate. But in this case, we're all done. And so when we come back here, if I hit search, it'll actually refresh the dots. And so then I can just do a whole, and the one thing I like to do is pull this down and then just close all those windows at once. I'm actually going to set those aside because I'm going to go work on those two that I wasn't quite sure about. But then again, I just pull out another, you know, 4 or 5 hints, whatever you feel comfortable working with. And I just keep repeating this process, looking for more families that I can help grow. And now here's one that I'm glad we got one of these, so I can show it to you really quick. So notice that this is a pretty good match, but it's already attached to a person. So what I can do is so notice I hovered over to attached, I copied that code, I came to this person, and then notice she has a possible duplicate, but let me show you the other way to do this. I'm going to drop it right here into merge by ID, and here we can go. We can look at these side by side. You can see this is looking like a pretty good match, and so over here I have her parents, and so I'm going to bring this together. And now notice that if I go back, let's just take a look at that record. So we did the merge. So notice that now, oh, this is a different, sorry, this is a different census, but that's a good match too. This is sister, so if I open up here, I can pull William into his siblings. Let's see if there's any other, and then those would be William's kids, but I'll just attach that for now. Let's just go back up to Hattie. And if we look back at that original source we were looking at, notice it says unfinished attachments. But here we can review and attach. And so now Hattie's attached and all her family's good. We have these extra grandchildren, so if we knew who those grandchildren belonged to, we could put them into the family. But for now, we're good. So here's another example. Again, we're going to look at the clues here to see if it's a match. This one is not a slam dunk, but it's looking actually pretty good. So again, with a lot of these, it takes a bit of judgment, and so sometimes what I might do is go look for other clues. So I might come back to this one. Okay, here's one where some people are already attached, and so what we're doing is just adding in the other family members. So the neat thing about this project is that each one of these records has the potential to add a lot of new people to the tree. And as you get good at discerning whether it's a good match, then it'll go faster. Now notice here, this is a good, I'm glad we got to see this. So notice that as I was adding her to the tree, it gave me this possible match. And so notice that there's a lot of good information that matches up. So in this case, instead of hitting create a new person, I'm going to hit select. And so I've pulled her into her family. Those are great because it's actually like making the tree much more connected for these families. Okay. And so now we're done there. Let's go to this last one. This is just a straight up one where we're attaching. We're not adding any new people, but that's great. This will help make sure we have everyone connected to the 1900 census. Okay, so I just hope this is a great experience for you. Each case is a little bit different, and so that's why we're having you help with this so that you can use your discernment and your skills to determine if it should be a match. And if it is, then attach and add new people. If you come across duplicates, I would merge those duplicates. And anything you want to do to grow these families is great. And then just remember that to hit the search button anytime you go to grab new ones, because that'll refresh, and this will be important especially when lots of people are working on the same county. So thanks for all your help. We're excited to have you involved in this project.